Shalom, giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that tell me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Quadash Paya. This is a short video, Lord willing. I'm gonna put it in my backup channel. And Lord willing, I'll put the link in the description box below. You know, quick little video where this lady's going in on the fourth annual Homeland Security Conference, right, for the 2024. It'll be a multi-day event focused on critical infrastructure, right, which Carl Schwab kept speaking about the infrastructure, which we know that's all given up for a new digital currency. All right, this is why they do these exercises. You see, it says with the pre-conference cybersecurity exercise open to registrants who want to observe or participate. So right there, November 5th, election day, they got this cybersecurity exercise right through November 6th and 7th, you know, and we had many events with cyber attacks and, you know, certain grid going down with phone companies, with, you know, certain areas of certain states, you know, where people wasn't able to you know, use their banks or have lights in their house or refrigerate any food. You see, even with stores, right? And so not only that, they're showing you how vulnerable the grid is, you know, but it's showing you that at any moment they, you know, things could get shut down and people rely on the grid more than anything. You know, dark times is coming, man. That's why they, you know, they passing these bills and, you know, laws and things of that nature, right? Because they know, you know, that's part of order out of chaos as well, right? Because this society is crippling from the inside out. It shows you that in different with different kingdoms that was ruling Rome, Egypt, you know, and ultimately is the Lord, you know. That's the Lord, and what, you know, when it does happen, you know, they're gonna try to blame it on someone else. All right, we in that time, man. We in a war, internally, externally, mentally, physically, spiritually. So things are gonna worsen, if you will. This is Exodus chapter 10, verse 23. So it says, let's start at 22. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. And you go to 2nd Esdras 15 and 11 real quick. Let's go to that real quick. 2nd Esdras 15 and 11. Just to link it to, you know, precept for edification. Let's start at 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Right? I would not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, which we're in modern Egypt, as it tells you in the book of Revelation. No. How their dead bodies shall lay in the ground. Sodom and Egypt, merely paraphrasing. This place was referred to as Sodom and Egypt. It gives the comparison, you know, the characteristics, which, you know, our people going into the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, they're led to the slaughter. Why? Because they're not taking heed to the prophecies. They're not watching. They're not, you know, coming to the Lord. They're not trying to get right, you know. And that's why scriptures, that's why St. Matthew, where he stated, as in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. It's people eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage. They knew not. They knew not what was going to happen until the flood came, until all hell broke loose. And just like now, that's why scriptures also say that they're going to get caught like a thief in the night, you know? Then they shall know that a prophet was among them. Because people are too, comfortable here. Victuals, it's so good, cheap, where people think that they're in good case, you know? And we're headed to 2025, the election. You know what I mean? You got that Purge movie, Election Day. I believe that's what it's called. This whole war brewing up. And this is why you want the Lord to be with you, man. Seriously, because, when you can't eat, when there's no lights, when, you ain't got no food, where your phone, you can't use your phone, call it, anyone, you can't even do lessons, You pretty much, now it's like, things would change drastically to going back to like a barbaric state of mind, where people trading they goods, but the scriptures tell you how people are going to turn on one another when things like this happen. But it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So it says you will destroy the land, smite Egypt with plagues as before. Remember the scripture said the Lord changed not. Right? It says, and I will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. The Lord's, a lot of people are about to receive their judgment, man, and they're not, paying attention to things that are being passed and filtering it through the scriptures, in the true name and throughout the true doctrine. You want the Lord to sup with you through the Spirit, just like in ancient Egypt. After the Passover, the Lord had our people put the blood on top of the doorposts, which represents our minds. So when all hell break loose and fucking we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. People are gonna start seeing strange and eerie things, demons manifesting. You want the Lord to have the angels to protect you, your house, your children, whoever. When you're surrounded by death, man. That's why King David, I believe Psalms the 23rd chapter, went into how as he walks through the shadow of death, he will fear no evil. Because that's what we're surrounded by. Because when all hell really, really breaks loose and it's not being spoken of because it's happening, which is Jacob's trouble, pursuing Jeremiah the 30th chapter, troubled times is coming, man. Dark times. Let's go back to Exodus 10 and 23. It says, verse 22 again, and Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings, and you want that light to be in your dwellings. You gotta imagine thick darkness. People started probably feeling shit, hearing shit, But the ones that the Lord chose, or whoever to make out at that time, they had that light in their dwellings. That's that comfort as well. You want that comfort. You want the Lord to protect you. When majority of our people are gonna be in panic mode. And that's all part of also that great reset. When you go into, hold on. When you go over here, because it's all part of their sustainable development goals. Then when you go into the 17 goals, this is their agenda, part of 15-minute cities and things like that, which is why certain cities now and states are intentionally being destroyed. You know, but we're seeing these type of, you know, plagues, and it's about to really hit full throttle. It ain't gonna be no tests no more, pilot runs. It ain't gonna be no councils, and then, you know, they implement it and then things go back to normal. No, when when things go down, it's gonna keep going. You know, it ain't gonna go and then stop, and then as it's been, like a woman in travail, as the scriptures um compare it to. But it's gonna keep going. You know what I mean? And that's when people's gonna try to call upon the Lord early and not find him. You know, and that's when people are gonna realize, like, yo, it's a wrap. You know, then shall they know that a prophet was among them. You know, you go into Second Esdras, the 9th chapter. You know, that's a good chapter. It goes into how people receive benefits not had known the Lord until all your benefits taken away. But it's also part of that great reset to usher in this, you know, digital currency in full control. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So anyway, with that, just wanted to bring this up real quick. Till next time, shalom.